Alrighty. Howdy neighbors and welcome back to the kid at the back. Last time we made Soul super embarrassed, as I am wont to do. Started hanging out with Soul and Hugo over here. We saw a bunch of highbrow people. And now we're going to learn about the hierarchy. I've never heard of the hierarchy before. It's like a hidden thing. That's what we call it. This school, no. Entire city. It's like a fighting pit. Whoever's the most powerful has a better chance of living a good life here. People come to this school to gain a second chance in life. But to achieve that, you have to make yourself well known. To make them think you're worth their time. If not, you're on your own. This is the group below. School building isn't actually the real thing. Wait, what? The school map clearly shows that the address is. That's where they actually fool you. Well, I think you got it right, but we're sorted based on our background. The real school building. Way further than where we are, and their campus is 10 times bigger and better. They get proper classes, have better equipment. Everything is just better. Here, we only get the short end of the stick. The afterthought, if you will. I have to guess. The well-off are in the main building? That's right. Son of a duke. Daughter of a businessman. Heck, as long as you're rich, you're in. Your chances of having a better education rests there. If you're part of the high class, you have a better chance of having a successful and stable life. But don't we have students here who are like super rich? I remember Jess being one. She's the daughter of a businessman. But how come she's not part of the higher class? There are some who ended up shifted down and moved to our building. Either they failed a class, or got a violation. It didn't want that type of stain on their reputation, so they sent them here. Of course, some didn't appreciate that. They see us as someone lower than them. Hence, Hugo looked at Soul. The said man too busy sketching in his sketchbook to notice. Oh. They seem to fight the weak, to feel something, huh? They sound like nothing but bullies. How come someone didn't step up to complain? Hugo, however, just laughed at you. As if you told him a funny joke before shaking his head. If only it were that easy. His laugh eventually died down as he scratched his head. Actually, in this city, no one really gives a shit. Money is the only thing revolving around the city. Got no cash? You're done for. Which is why people like us. He looks at you. Are desperate to get into the higher class. If you so dare complain. He paused, as if contemplating the words he's about to say. But from his entire demeanor, it's not good. Instead, he sent you a look. His once soft sky blue eyes are now sharp, like icicles piercing down on you. You're better off dead. Hugo glanced one last time below. The high-class students are now gone, averting his gaze on somewhere else. He let out a sigh. But there's a sad reality here. The attention is good, great even. Your chances to get a stable life, and even have a knock of stardom, is high once you're part of the high class. Much less graduate there. The city is corrupted, he muttered under his breath. Which makes you question games. How were you able to get in the city? No, the better question is, why did you enroll in the school? If you don't mind me asking, that is. You're clearly not from here. And that he was right. Her eyes widened at the words the well-dressed man said. No, I refuse. I thought if you stay inside, they are not taking this far from my home. My father's words off, marching toward the tall man with loud and heavy footsteps. The tall man, however, raised a brow at you, raising his hand to hold his men. His deep magenta eyes, and turned to look straight into your eyes. He set a chill down your spine. Well then, little Nguyen. What? What is an NWN? I'm just gonna say kid, and hope for the best. What about this? If you manage to pay off your debt in the next 5 years, I'll let you off the hook, and let you keep your land. 5 years, you can handle that. Maybe working 3 jobs would do it for you. He tutted, right your finger in front of your face. He looks down at you, reminding you of your place. A mischievous smile appears on his hands and features. But I have some conditions you have to meet. You went silent. Your heart starts pounding in your chest as you kept eye contact with his sharp magenta orbs. I want you to stay in the city. The city? But we can't afford to take them to college. What more the city? Your father interrupted. The man's eyes moved sideways to meet his figure still fixed on you. No need to worry. They'll be under my jurisdiction, of course. I'll provide for theirs education and a place to stay. The tall man let out a laugh, his head thrown a bit back, as if he just heard a very funny joke. See, I'm not that cruel. His eyes returned to you. However, in return, I want you to pay off your debt. I don't care what methods. A dark smile appeared on his face, sent a shiver down your spine. Legal or illegal. As long as you reach the amount. If not, well, you can say goodbye to your little farmland. He says that, but there's a gleam in his eye that is telling you that that's not all. But he didn't elaborate any further. You bit your lip. You turn to look at your father, as if he were clearly telling you to decline. There was something about this man that screams dangerous, but you're too desperate to not lose your home, your only home. So, what do you say? The tall man's gaze still fixed on you, waiting for your answer. Did you accept? Recall the aftermath of your dream this morning. The sour look on your face as you bit your lip. Hugo takes notice of this. He paused for a bit, trying to read your gloomy expression. Let me guess. It's something you can't avoid. Honestly, I don't know. My father never really disclosed as to why we're in the debt. But I was so desperate to not lose my only home. I need to make it up to the higher class no matter what. 3 jobs isn't cutting off the way I want to be. I'm running out of time. This is my last year in this cursed university, and I'm barely making any progress. Hugo's eyes are still on you. I realize you haven't answered his question yet. My family owns a business. You finally speak. Hugo perk up an eyebrow in curiosity. What sort of business does your family have? Oh, well, we own a few farms. So nice. I'd love to be out in the city once in a while. Give him a small smile. Yeah, some might say it's boring, but it's not. You get to pet horses and cows. Well, you should really invite Soul over there, if ever. That guy loves horses. That means you're a long way from home. Don't you miss it? A bit. A little bit. It's alright. It's normal to feel a little homesick. I heard great things about the city, about the school. You remained silent, listening to you as you went on. If I could manage to come up on top, and maybe part of the higher classes like you said, then I could save my family's farm. His arms are now crossed. He didn't say anything as he looked at you. Let out a chuckle. You remind me of them. Like them. I'm rambling. Don't mind me. Having caught red-handed, he waved around his hands, his face now red as a cherry, as it reached his ears. Just then you felt a presence behind you, and around you met with Soul. His glare was stinging directly at Hugo. The shorter male, however, didn't mind it, probably used to it. It's almost time we should head back. Alright. With nothing else to do, the three of you left the rooftop. As you were walking down the stairs, however, you felt your foot slip off. You missed a step. Hate it when that happens. I can feel like you're gonna die. Thankfully, Soul grabbed your wrist before you fell off the stairs as he steadied you. Oh, you're right there. Yeah, thank you, Soul. Be careful next time. Sheesh, this school and its bad architecture. Also one of the few flaws here. The stairs are all wonky. Also why it's forbidden to go up here. We're troublemakers, though. Hugo chuckled as he went down the stairs, watching his step as he did so. Those arms still secured around your waist. It seemed like he isn't letting go until you're all on stable ground. The sound of the bell ringing throughout the hallway echoed through, signaling the start of the next class for some. Hugo groaned. I don't want to go to class. I hate my history teacher as much as my archery coach. Why don't you skip then? Hugo's eyes popped open. It became bright like a light bulb. It just popped out on the top of his head. Soul knows exactly what that look means. Don't tell me you're actually going to. I'm gonna skip class. What about it? Fuck this school. If they're gonna treat us badly, then let's be the bad guys. Hugo says with a mischievous look on his face. Soul just sighed, then turns to you, seemingly waiting for your response. No, skipping is quite a gamble. Next class is with Crow in art history. Then again, your teacher will probably only do some long-ass introduction. Missing one wouldn't hurt, would it? Fuck it, we ball. He lets out a small cheer and gives you a thumbs up. Soul gives you a cheeky smile of his own. What can we do, though? Obviously, we can't go through the entrance since it's closed and guarded. I know a way. Of course he does. Without wasting any more time, Soul leads the way, going through the back side of the school near the gardens. The edges, of course, were barricaded by a tall iron fence. Soul finds a bush and pushes it aside, revealing a gaping hole. Well, that's quite convenient. Did you make this hole? He did. I did. Oh, it's Hugo! You went ahead first to the hole. Soul waits for you first before following right after. The of you went past a few bushes and shrubs, the leaves falling as you passed them by. The red and orange leaves scattered around and some making its way to your uniform, for you will eventually make it out to meet the pavement. So, where did we go? Hugo thought for a moment, looking around before pulling out his phone. Suddenly let out a gasp, going through his phone faster before gripping on Soul's shoulder, earning him a hiss from the taller male. Sherlock Holmes is out! My ears. Oh yeah, it's that detective movie I keep seeing on the television. I thought it won't come out until next week. Did I see the date wrong? With that, Hugo started sprinting, leaving you and Soul behind. For the love of... Soul placed his hands on his hips before walking to where Hugo ran off to as you followed. Hugo kept tapping away on his phone. His shoulders went slump. Guess he did get the wrong date. Putting his phone back in his pocket, he turned to you and Soul. He clasped his hands together before pulling the biggest puppy eyes you've ever seen. We have got to watch it. End games, can't we, Sonny? Hugo begged. You can go ahead and watch the movie. I'm gonna roam the arcade while you're at it. Hugo pouted. That's when half lit and the sparkle in his eyes was gone. But it's more fun when you're around. I know you like all those crime videos you watch from time to time, so please. Soul, however, basing off his expression, isn't in the mood. He'll gives up and turns to you. How about you, Games? Do you want to watch the movie with me? Taking the food's on me, of course. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not a movie guy. I know, sacrilege, but I prefer the arcade. Hugo shrugs. Alright, going a little impromptu date then. Besides, I don't want a third wheel either way. Date? You're the one who decided to skip class and do whatever we want. Yeah, and I want to watch a movie. Well, don't let me stop you two. Hugo stuck his tongue out at Soul. The said man only rolled his eyes. Well, I'm heading in now. I'll just give you guys a call on where to meet. Sure. You and Hugo parted ways. He gave you both away before heading in a different direction. Soul turns to you. Should we get going? Of course. The flashing neon lights in the arcade exterior lights your way. The sound of each arcade machine reaching your ears. Never been here before. Is this place new? Not really. It's just hidden within the city. I see. You get out a lot, Soul. You seem to know places. I know places because I get my ass dragged by Hugo. That's so. You laugh. Soul just shrugged as he shook his head. He takes out a few coins from his pocket before handing it to you. They're tokens. So, which one are you gonna go for first? Wow, you came prepared. As always. Come on. Oh, he does have two. They're just close together on one side. Okay, I get it. God, I can't see. Soul holds out his hand and you accepted it. He held it tight with a light squeeze as you and him roam around the arcade. You and Soul went and played multiple arcade games. Some you win and some he does. But you often get the feeling that he lets you win for the sake of you winning. Come on, Soul, it's fifth time I'm won. Ain't no way you're this bad. Maybe you're just that good. You flatter me. This one, you're about to insert another coin, however. You realize you've run out of tokens. Soul takes notice of this, of course, and gave us some of his to you. I'll go to the counter and grab a few more tokens. You don't mind staying here for a bit, right? How much should I pay you for the tokens? It's on me, don't worry about it. Wait here. Giving one last look, he hurriedly went to the counter. Look around the area. The dinging sounds of various machines fill the arcade. In the corner of your eye, you spot a claw machine. Maybe playing a few games wouldn't hurt. No! Why? Ugh. You know... Hey there. Go to the claw machine, you check the contents inside. A cat plushie, a Shiba Inu, which is a type of dog, which I only know of because one of my friends was like, look at this dog. And a horse plushie. That looks so cute. Which one should I win? Let me think. He likes horses? So I guess we'll go with horse. Remember how Soul likes horses. Maybe we could try to win one for him. He's always tokens after all. Took out some of your tokens Soul gave you and inserted one to the coin slot. The machine whirs to life as you take the joystick in your left hand while hovering the red button in your right. You're focused, and the claw in its position, trying to align it with the horse plush. The claw takes hold of the plush, your eyes widen, and you cross your fingers, hoping it catches it. You're interrupted by a sudden smack? Hey yo, you jerk and turn around. What the fuck? Oh well, what do we have here? Turn around and met with a tall figure, cocky smirk on his face. He looks well off, like those typical spoiled rich kids you see in movies. His hair a bit tousled. With two men, his Sumar's bodyguards, beside him. He reeks of tobacco, making you gag. He said nothing but tried to move away from his sight. But you were stopped by another tall figure. You're guessing he's with this asshole. Now where do you think you're going, sweetheart? You alone? Yes, and I would pretty much prefer to be alone. The man, however, did not listen. Why don't you come with me, and I'll show you how these games are played. He raised his hand to reach his shoulders. Before he could touch you, however, you kicked him between his legs. He doubled over and clenched his lower region, the groan escaping his lips. His goons were taken aback and rushed to help him. Now's my chance. Let them get away. Multiple heavy footsteps were coming after you as you ran. You turned every corner you can, trying to make them lose you. But 3 against 1 is not a good matchup. Please, someone help me. You pleaded, but the multiple sound effects and music from each machine within the arcade drowned your pleas. You could turn your breath as you focused on running. All you could think about the moment is to get out. You managed to get out of the arcade, but you still clearly hear the men and the goons on your trail. You look around and found a few toilet stalls. You rushed toward it and got in a stall, hurriedly opening and locking it as soon as you got in. The place stinks, but you didn't give another thought as the beating of your heart rings in your ears. Tears fill up the corner of your eyes. You hear footsteps. Find them. And his voice echoed. Try to think of something. Then you thought of calling Soul. Quickly took out your phone. No signal. Are you for real right now? You could hear how aggressive they tore open each stall. They creeped closer and closer to where you were. Anyone, please. There you are. No, please. You're a very bad person, but don't worry, you can make it up to me by doing me a favor. Fuck you and your favors. I've been kind to you, but it seems you want to do it the hard way. You forcefully grabbed the edge of your uniform. Your eyes went wide as your fingers went cold. You quickly grabbed hold of his wrist, tried to push him away. He's too strong. Forcefully lifts up your uniform, feeling your stomach to him. I don't like this. Deers that were hanging by finally fell for your chase as you tried to stop him from going any further. 2 large men with him held you down as you tried to struggle, but to no avail. You were just slowly being blinded by the hot tears that were filling up. His grip is too strong, and there's no one here to hear me. Close your eyes shut. Please just end quickly. What are you doing? You have the impact. The man's body was jerked off of you as he was thrown to the side. You hear flesh hitting flesh. Another one. Oh! That's enough, Soul. Not yet. That's enough. You broke his nose already. No. Soul. It's enough. Ames needs your help. The mention of your name, the familiar reddish-orange eyes went wide open before turning to you. Though quickly went to your side, his eyes wide with shock before crouching down and giving you a hug. His shoulders shaking as he embraces you. You said nothing, however, too stunned to speak of what transpired before you. The man now lay still on the ground, pool of blood seeping out of him. The rest of his goons have passed out on a random corner. You look up and are met with the all too familiar eyes of Hugo. They weren't the kind eyes you usually see on his face. Hugo's eye twitched as he sighed, trying to hide his visible irritation, but failing. He looks at the mess Soul made before he turned to check up on you. He said nothing, his hands in his pockets as he looked down at you in Soul's embrace. It's getting quite late. We should head home. Hugo tapped Soul's shoulder, making the tall man bury his face further in between your neck before eventually letting go. Now that's not good. His eyes were bloodshot, his face red from either anger or worry. You weren't sure. One thing's for sure, that the man before you cried. He cried for you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have left you. Soul. Thank you. Reach out to cup his cheek. He flinches at the touch. Tears he had been trying to hold back now. Tears that he was trying to hold back is now flowing freely down his cheeks. Eventually relaxed, he closed his eyes and it leaned on your hand as he held it. Don't know what I'd do if... It's okay. It's alright. Here. I knew Hugo extended a hand for you to take. Notice the other one had the same horse plus you tried to win! Oh! Took Hugo's hand as he helped you get up. He'll stand as well, but backs away from you a few steps. We should head back. It's quite late after all. Both you and Sol didn't say anything but nod along. Hugo gives both of you a smile before walking away. Sol kept a firm hold of your hand, seemingly afraid to let you go. Hugo lets out a sigh. I guess we can't get in that arcade anymore. Those guys might come back to teach us a lesson. If they ever come back. Oh, his eyes are bright red now. I'll give them more than just a broken nose. You're pretty scared right now, Sol. Good. I like to keep it that way. Hugo shakes his head. He goes to his pockets before handing it Sol something. You didn't quite see what it was, but judging on the scale of Sol's face, he doesn't like it. Told you these don't work anymore. Says you aren't taking it, you fool. Now take it tonight. Sol crumbled like a child. He got scolded for taking whatever Hugo gave him and tucked it into his pocket. Anyway, your place is just around the corner. You should head back as soon as possible. I'll be taking Games home. Sol's eyes narrowed. From holding your hand to wrapping his arm around yours in a possessive hold as he leaned closer, while still glaring at Hugo. No, I can walk them home. Clearly you're not in a good condition to fight again. I can fight again. There's something in Hugo's eyes that made your blood cold. His usual happy-go-lucky expression he had on his face was gone. Looking back at Sol, it seemed to unfaze him. He seems unfazed at him, as if challenging him. Hugo's right, Sol. You look beaten up. But at least they know their limits. He says nothing but clutches his fist. Notice a few red marks on his knuckles. Your eyes furrowed. I'm fine. Sol tries to reassure you. You shake your head no. Well, for me, you aren't. You look up and gave him a reassuring smile. I'll be fine, Sol. Besides, I have Hugo to keep me safe. Go home first and get some rest. Dots. Alright. Oh! So wait, before you go. Pause in his tracks. His surprise and curiosity. The stuffed toy horse in your arms you gently handed over to him, catching him by surprise. Sol, however, shook his head and gave back the horse to you. His hands wrapped around your hands as you held the toy horse. You won that. Plus I don't deserve it. Not after that. But I want it for you. Consider this as your reward for saving me. Sol stares at you in disbelief. With your face the stuffed horse in your hands. His hands were shaking as he takes the toy horse from your hands, pushing your fingers, making him shiver. I'll take care of it, I swear to you. He squeezed your hands, too hesitant to let you go, before his hold eventually slipped as he lets go. With that, Sol takes his leave, walks backward, his eyes still on you, making sure you're in his side before properly walking front. Hugo sighs, you turn to face him. Well, ain't he a charmer? Is it working? He raised a brow to his question. Working what? Charming you, obviously. Don't worry, that's the secret between you and me. He says with a finger to his lips and a wink. You blushed. He is nice. I owe my life after that. And... He chuckled, thinking about the long-haired man. He is handsome, I'll admit that. What's with the smirk on your face? No, nothing. Before you could retaliate with a question, his gaze softened. You a bit aback as he looked down at the pavement below, kicking a pebble. Have you ever liked someone? What's with the sudden question? Just answer. You paused as you thought for a second. The first person that appeared in your mind was... my man! I hope everyone notices that I just go all in on one individual. You thought of Sol. I'm gonna keep going with this episode because I feel like this chapter is about to end. I feel like day 2 is about to end anyway. How he protected you. How he didn't hesitate to beat those guys down. The pure terror in his eyes, how worried he was. You couldn't get that out of your head. He's been an amazing friend. Even if he did beat up those guys. Non-stop. Is that a red flag? Maybe. Do you care? Maybe not. A smile made its way to your face, and that was enough of a confirmation for Hugo. As you arrived at the door of your apartment, you thanked Hugo for accompanying you. He gives you a smile, rubbing the back of his head. I'll see you tomorrow. Sorry the day didn't go well. It's okay, Hugo. But we're gonna have a proper plan next time. Of course. Hugo nodded. He turned his heel, his back facing you, ready to leave. But he remained still to his spot. Games. Yes? Be careful walking late at night, okay? You paused, turning your head slightly at him. There have been multiple cases of missing people lately. I suggest you go home with someone. Anyone. Just don't go alone, alright? I understand. Missing people, when did that happen? No, when did it start? Ooh, and one last thing, Games. He turned his head around as he looks at your confused face, his eyes soft, but the light against him seems like he's giving you a warning. Take care of Soul for me, okay? And with that, he left. You returned to your apartment. The lights dim as you groaned, searching for the light switch. Much better. You nodded in approval before heading to your kitchen. You open your fridge and start rummaging around for something to eat. You size nothing good besides the leftovers from yesterday's dinner. You shrugged, deciding to heat this up after you set your things down. You don't really feel like cooking or ordering either. Besides, you close the door to your fridge as you made your way to your room. Place your school bag near your desk as you take your seat, skimming through the notes you have taken of the day. You wrote down needed notes. You licked your tongue as you tapped your blank notebook with the tip of your pen, going on with your silent staring contest with the blank page before you. Let out a groan. Deciding to do work later, you closed the notebook and stood up. You turned to your window, noticing it was slightly ajar. That's weird, I thought I closed this. You went near it to close it shut, but was met with a now broken lock. You cursed. I thought I replaced this 2 days ago. Maybe I shouldn't buy locks online. You let a groan as you left it alone, and went out of your room and into your living room. TV blared as you munched on some leftovers you got from the fridge. Movie currently playing as you kept your eye on the protagonist. You recall correctly. This is one of the films Jess keeps talking about, starring her favorite lead actor. I kinda get what she was gushing about. The lead does look attractive. Blonde wavy hair and sharp eyes, with eyes as pink as fuchsia. And you still can't remember the actor's name. Take out your phone as you start to search up the name of the actor, when it suddenly changed, and instead of the blonde actor on the screen, a report comes instead with the banner below. Another missing person case. Is this what Hugo was talking about? I shiver went up my spine, remembering the broken lock from my back in your bedroom. Nuh-uh. Not tonight. There were scary things tonight. Turning off the TV, you went to your kitchen to grab something to drink. You opened your fridge, feeling the cold air hitting your face as you rummaged through. Taking out a picture of orange juice, you take a glass from your cupboards as you pour the juice to the last drop, taking a sip of it. Here's the clock on the wall. 9:30 p.m. It's late already, huh? You checked your front door and windows, seeing everything locked before grabbing your glass and finishing the last few drops of orange juice before heading back to your bedroom. Now dressed in your nightwear, you let out one last stretch, a yawn escaping from your mouth. Getting your bedsheets, you laid in comfort. Today was a lot, you thought. Another yawn escaped your lips. You must be really tired, you thought, your eyes going half-lidded. Eventually sleep took over. The moon was high up in the sky. The night is quiet, save for the last few night cars. they weren't enough to wake the sleeping residents. Dots. Still broken, huh? You should be careful, Pumpkin. Clad in all black with a mask of the same color adorning his face, he slowly makes his way next to the sleeping figure. His reddish eyes, bright, filled with adoring love. He reached out to stroke a finger against his beloved's cheek. Look at my sleepy sweetheart. Makes me wonder who supplies Hugo those sleeping pills. He let out a low chuckle as he leaned closer to Games. Looking down at the mask, he leaned forward, checking them face before continuing. He pushed his face at the dip of the shoulders as he leaves a peck. He takes a deep inhale. He shakes as if he took a whiff of a dangerous and addictive drug. His eyes bright as he examines every feature of his soulmate's face as he gives Games' cheek a kiss. Fuck. You smell so good. Pardon me. He lifted them and watched as it flops down, on. He would sleep like Sleeping Beauty. He nibbles at their neck, earning him a soft whimper from the sleeping individual. He just chuckled. Quite ticklish, aren't you? And he kept going. He kissed and laughed at the same spot. The point of mark started to form. Those filthy scums think that they could touch you. His eyes slanted in anger. As he up the edge of the bed tightens as he wrinkles the sheets. Breathing heavy. You're mine. No one else. You belong to me. If I ever see those bastards again, I'll kill them. Tucking a loose strand away from Games' face, he gives them a kiss on the forehead before landing another one at the corner of Games' lips, shivering down his spine at the contact. And as much as he would like to stay a bit longer, his time was due. He backs away as he covered his face once again with his face mask. He walked toward the ajar window, turning back one last time. Sorry about your window, Pumpkin. I'll make it up to you someday. He carefully opens the window again, and with that he's gone. Thanks for playing day 2! Thank you so much for playing The Kid in the Back, day 2. As of March 11, 2024, Fantasia, me, will be taking a break from developing in hopes of finishing my current internship. But rest assured, I'll be back to work once I'm free, and I'll be in my Twitter account for the time being. Thank you once again, and I hope you enjoy this update. Hope to see you soon. You will, honey. No need to worry about that. This fecker is breaking my window, breaking my shit. It's fine, whatever. As long as he pays for it, it's fine. Anyway, that was The Kid at the Back, day 2. I liked it. I had fun. And I still wholeheartedly recommend people play. It might take a while for the next update, but I feel like it'll be worth it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.